Hello, good afternoon or evening. This is Miss Gentleman. We are going to be filling out the next page of our cell organelle table. So I want to make sure that you are all at the page that looks like this in your notebook. You're going to be filling this out with me. I'm not going to help you directly, but try your best. Remember, you should pause the video if you need help with something. So, the first one we're going to do is rough endoplasmic reticulum, number 6. So, rough endoplasmic reticulum. You only find this in eukaryotic cells, not in prokaryotic, only in eukaryotic cells. It's location inside the cells. If you have a cell, right, and it's eukaryotic, so it has a nucleus, you would find the rough endoplasmic reticulum in the cytoplasm over here. Now, what it looks like, it might even be connected to the nucleus. What it looks like is, it has ribosomes, which are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, which is a folded membrane. So all of this over here, the active structure, it's a folded membrane, and we're going to draw the little ribosomes over here. So if you want to draw a picture that looks like this for your structure, you can. But remember, it's a folded membrane with little ribosomes attached to it. Its function is going to be the verb. So I'm going to highlight the verb over here. The verb is that it makes protein which will be sent outside the cell. They will leave the cell, the proteins that it makes. You guys remember, the ribosomes synthesize the proteins. So does the rough endoplasmic reticulum, because it has ribosomes on it. So here we have the ribosomes, and here we have a rough ER. Now we have rough, so we also have the opposite of rough, which is smooth. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So it's also a folded membrane, this is its structure. It has no ribosomes, so its structure, we're going to draw it. So if you have the cell and the nucleus. The rough ER, the smooth ER is just going to look like this. You can see a picture over here. So this is the rough. And then this, so it doesn't have anything on it, is the smooth. Now, what types of cells do you think you find? You find it in eukaryotic cells, just like the rough endoplasmic reticulum. What it does, just 3 things. The first thing is it moves proteins and other substances through the cell. That's the first thing. That's its function. Its first function. It moves proteins. Its second function is it makes lipids. Lipids, you can also write, are fats. We're going to learn about that later. And the third thing it does is it removes poisons from the cell. So poisons could be alcohol or drugs. It could also be something like Tylenol or just something that's bad for your body that's a chemical. The third thing it does is it removes poison from the cell. So if you guys see where it is, it's also in the cytoplasm. So that's the location. Okay, now vesicles. Vesicles are found in all eukaryotic cells. Okay? All eukaryotic cells. What vesicles do is, vesicles are little, they're found inside the cell. So if you had a cell, you had a little nucleus, it's a eukaryotic cell, we find these little sacs, or little bubbles. I'm going to say a vesicle. little sac. Their structure is that they're bubbles or sacs. Okay, they're small, and their function, you find the verb, I'm going to put a square on the verb, transport. Their function is that they transport substances throughout the cell. So I want you to come up with an analogy. You would just say something would be the vesicle. What would in our world be a vesicle? It would be like a delivery truck. So a delivery truck would be like our real world example. You can come up with more. You can come up with more for like a restaurant. What would be the vesicle? So we're going to move on to the next one. The next one is the Golgi apparatus. So I'm going to give you guys a little hint. Goal, like goal. I'm not going to go on for that long. And G, like she's my G. Because that on is G, because I know you all say that. So G, Golgi apparatus, or just the Golgi. Okay? The Golgi, its structure is, I don't have a structure. Well, it's found in all cells. So all cells. Its structure is, it looks like a stack of pancakes. Stack of stacks. So you can see over here we have the Golgi. And you can see it kind of looks like one stack, another stack. So if you want to draw a picture, this is what you should do. So draw your eukaryotic cell, and then draw a circle, and another circle, another circle. So it kind of looks like a stack of pancakes. That's kind of like this over here. Golgi. Structure is a stack of pancakes, stack of stacks. At its function, it modifies, which is the fancy word for changes, proteins from the ER. It encloses them in new vesicles, so it takes them and puts them in little stacks, and it transports them places. So that's what the Golgi does. Now, we have our lysosome. So what I like to think about with lysosome is I like to think of the word Lysol. So, if you had Lysol, what would it do? What would Lysol do? Lysol cleans things, okay? So what lysosomes are? Well, first, you find them in animal cells. You also find them in the cytoplasm. We have one here. This thing over here, you can't really see it. It's a bright color. This thing is a lysosome. So if I was drawing a picture, I was drawing a nucleus. And then this, I have a dot. That looks like a lysosome. It looks exactly like a vesicle. Okay? The difference is that it is a vesicle. So it's found in all animal cells. Okay? Its structure is a vesicle with enzymes inside. A vesicle with enzymes inside. It's in the cytoplasm. This is the cytoplasm. And its function, the important part, is it destroys invaders by breaking them down. So it's a suicide dive. So sometimes things will go inside and they'll just die. The enzymes inside of the lysosome break stuff down. Right? That's what a lysosome does. It breaks things down. Sometimes cells will kill themselves by putting themselves inside the lysosomes. Okay. Now our last and final one is the mitochondria. And I like to think of this guy as being the mighty mitochondria. That's how I remember it. Mitochondria, like mighty. It's very mighty. And if you're mighty, that means you have lots of energy. So all eukaryotic cells have these. So all eukaryotic cells, not prokaryotic cells, but eukaryotic cells have them. And what they kind of look like, they're right over here. But I'm going to draw another picture for you. And what it looks like, if you draw your cell, you draw your nucleus, it looks like a little bean. Its structure is like a little bean, and it has a little squiggly line. So it's two membranes. Okay? And what they do is they release most of the cell's energy. That's their function. They release energy. They convert food into ATP, is equal to energy. So that is what the mitochondria does. It's very mighty because it has all this energy. It's the power source of the cell. It's like the battery or the generator of energy. Super important because in order to do anything, you have energy. A type of cell with tons of mitochondria is a muscle cell because it has tons and tons of energy it needs to perform its function. So that's all for today. I want you to make sure you have every single thing on the page down, and go back if you need some help. Make sure you go over your notes and think about what you just learned.